Now, Moms Across America has been raising awareness about this for 11 years now. And in the first, I believe, 5 years, there were many groups that joined into 4th of July parades. And we raised awareness with thousands locally and millions nationally in a single day by joining into 4th of July parades. And by having that word GMOs on that banner, we just got, grandpa to elbow his wife and say, Molly, what's a GMO? And she would say, I don't know, look it up, and they would look it up and they would learn what GMOs are and learn that they've been in our food supply for 20 years at that point, without labeling. And I'm very proud of what we've done. Our moms, it was a 600 leaders all across the country that caused over 1,000 events, started 1,000 events in all 50 states. And we've had our social media person said, just in the past, I think 4 or 5 years, we've had 78 million impressions just on social media. And so we estimate 100 million impressions over the past 11 years, because for the first couple of years, I couldn't afford to pay a social media person. So, but we were reaching even more people back then. We were reaching 300,000 people a week. And since when I started the website in February, by June, we were reaching 300,000 people a week on Facebook with only 3,000 likes. So now we have 70,000 likes because that's been plateaued, right? It's been at 70,000 for a couple of years now because Facebook doesn't like what we talk about. So it should be, millions now, but we're being censored. So we highly encourage you to go to Moms Across America's Facebook page and not only like it, but comment on it and share it. Okay. That improves the algorithms. So we are making progress. Non-GMO and organic food purchases are skyrocketing across America. Non-GMO Project Verified label exceeds $19 billion. 82% of US households now buy some organic food regularly. That was according to the Organic Trade Association back in 2018. And the organic market is growing 3 times faster than conventional. And back in 2000, I guess the stat is also from 2018, $52 billion a year. And the fact is that organic farmers make more money and consumers spend less money on healthcare when they purchase organic. So it is a win-win all the way around. And there are bills being formulated that's an older side. The bills were formulated to label GMOs and they did not work. Okay. So that's why we have to educate each other about organic and the benefits so that we can make choices. And when we do make those choices of purchasing organic, it does send a message to the market, and General Mills is no longer allows their farmers and their sustainability program to use glyphosate-based herbicides as a drying agent, or otherwise known as a desiccant. So that's progress. There's an oats mill in Canada that no longer accepts glyphosate-sprayed oats. There's a barley mill in Australia that segregates sprayed and non-sprayed barley. That's because the beer makers want to have non-sprayed barley so that they can ferment their beer properly. If there's too much glyphosate in there, the bacteria doesn't grow and it doesn't ferment properly. Also, Canadian wheat growers promote the Keep It Clean program. So that is huge. And that happened because there were a bunch of Italian grandmas that said, we do not want to feed our children wheat sprayed with glyphosate in our schools. So they fought it and would not, import wheat into Italy from Canada if it had been sprayed with glyphosate. So the Canadian Wheat Growers Association decided to do a Keep It Clean campaign and educate their farmers about not spraying glyphosate on wheat, so as to protect the economy of the Canadian, the entire country of Canada, because that's one of their biggest exports. So another thing we can do is encourage eating regenerative organic food. There are some wonderful cereal companies that are now promoting regenerative organic. Cascadia is one of them. There's a few others. I'm sorry, I'm not remembering all of them right now. But if you look in the cereal aisle and you look for regenerative organic, there are a few cereal brands that are actually promoting regenerative organic. So please do that, because farmers, soil, wildlife, and consumers benefit when they phase out GMO monocrops and agricultures and switch to biodiverse regenerative organic instead. Okay. And so the summary is that the current food supply is poisoning us. It's making us sterile. It's increasingly short supply. It's dependent on distant foreign sources. It's not regulated for safety. In fact, during the last administration, during Trump administration, he decided that GMO regulators do not have to regulate themselves. Do not have to be regulated by the US government. They can regulate themselves. So we don't actually have GMO regulation going on right now. and the prices are going up, and the government controls distribution of baby formula as well. So we think we should control it. So I'm sorry, I have a little bit longer. I'm going to go through just a little bit more of the solution. But so what we're seeing is that consumer actions are effective, but government policy is taking way too long. So it's time to take matters in our own hands. We encourage you to support the Moms Across America monthly food testing programs. And these are some of the things that we want to test: children's hospital food, military food, fast food, gluten-free food. And also support the Neighborhood Food Network by joining in. This is another program that we started. This is part of the solution, where we invite, inspire, and excite our neighbors to grow food and source food locally to create community, health, and preparedness one street at a time. And it works by starting a neighborhood food network in your neighborhood, just inviting people over for a block party or for, Saturday morning coffee and bagels, and talking about growing food on your street. And by that, I mean backyard and front yard. I don't mean a community garden. I mean on your street, so that if the power shuts down or if there's some type of crisis, you have access to food on your street. And we have Monday night free coaching calls with Q&A with experts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time to support you in that. We have resources for planting, pest control, and preserving, and for having those local meetings on your street. And we have flyers data in action. We have all kinds of planning sources on our website on the Neighborhood Food Network. Please go there, find out your garden zone, find out when you're supposed to plant what. Here's tools and tips and techniques. This is the harvest tracker that we have. You can see how much money you're saving if you like to get into data like that. This is my favorite. This is the monthly planting reminders by zone. So each zone that you're in, you can find out what zone you're on our website. Then you can click on it and add a reminder to your Google or Outlook calendars. And so every month on that first day of the month, as you can see an example here, it'll tell you what seeds to start planting and what you can be harvesting at that time. So the benefits of the Neighborhood Food Network are bringing together community, bridging the political divide, increasing your health because you're avoiding GMOs and toxic chemicals, and you're also eating food that's fresh, which has way higher compounds that fight cancer and protect your immune system when you eat food fresh that you've just picked. You're also becoming more prepared. If there was a crisis, you and your neighbors would have access to food, and reducing violence, because here's the thing: it only takes 9 missed meals for a person to resort to violence to feed their family. And with this program, your neighbors become partners in a time of crisis instead of a threat to each other. And I think that is a very good thing. Also, you're building financial resilience. Your survival, we believe, should not be dependent on the decisions made on Wall Street, but on the decisions made on your street. So we say it's time to get street fed, right? And join and invest in the Neighborhood Food Network, which has numerous benefits, including, a new sense of connection is the thing that I love the most: excitement and fun. There's Carol Grivet in the Platoon Neighborhood Food Network. She, I think, has like 96 members now. And she said it's the best thing she's ever done in her community. She's getting together with her community members and learning how to, can peaches. She's shared raspberry bushes. They've shared apples. They've shared a squash. She's connecting with her neighbors in community in ways that has never happened before because of the Neighborhood Food Network. So we really urge you to sign up and create one in your area too. You can also support local CSAs if you go to localharvest.org and get your food from your local community supported agriculture system. There's so many benefits. You can screenshot this and come back to this later if you want. But there's over 4,000 listed on their grassroots database. So you can definitely start purchasing your food from a farmer that most likely in an area near you. You can also go onto the Farmish app. This is a very smart woman she does TikToks all day long about growing and buying and selling and bartering homegrown food. She's fabulous. And I highly suggest you check out that app. The website is actually called Get Farmish, but the app itself on your phone is called Farmish. And there's also Farm Match. It's the same type of concept, except this is mostly focusing on farms, not just on backyard growers. The Farmish app is mostly on backyard growers and homesteaders. This is more on small farms. And the Weston A. Price Foundation also is a great resource for local foods and also local meats, like people who sell half a pig or half a cow or things like that. So or raw milk. And you can also learn how to grow more food by joining into the Worldwide Organic Opportunities, Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms program. I think it's like $40 a month, and you get access to all kinds of farms all across the country and around the world that will welcome complete strangers to come stay on their farm, either park an RV or sometimes stay in a tent or stay in a house. Sometimes they have a room for them. And you can stay 2 weeks, you could stay 2 months, you could stay a year in some cases, and work on the farm 4 hours a day. And I believe they give you 2 meals a day. And so you get exchange, free room and board for 4 hours or so of work. And it's a fabulous way to learn how to grow and harvest food. I think we harvested over 2,000 cloves of garlic in a couple of different farms. One farm we harvested, another farm we washed it and hung it to dry, and then another farm we clipped the ends off because they were already dried. And so we had a very intimate relationship with garlic that summer. It was fantastic. So here's some resources. And all of these resources are going to support you in creating a parallel food system from the current food system that we have. Opting out of big pharma and big tech and big ag is such a good idea right now. It's really the best thing that you can do. And you can mostly do that by connecting with your local communities. And so I urge you to contact us, to invest in the Neighborhood Food Network, invest in Moms Across America, get my book. It's called Unstoppable. Sorry, the only place it's available right now is on Amazon, but that's the only reason why I'd encourage you to go there. Please get my book and share it with your friends or family. Give a copy to your library. And I just want to say thank you very much. And please check out Moms Across America. Sign up for our newsletter and sign up for our newsletter on Moms Across America and on the Neighborhood Food Network as well.